For Menokasa CCA, the Atojo Mahama, Dubai to Japan, interesting. As I say, what Peniaka said, Otua de Bonia, it became one Casawano.
Meters. He traveled, as the story says, on Emirates, which is okay, which is understandable, which we appreciate. He traveled on Emirates airline. He traveled in first class, quite comfortable, and then he got to Dubai. We understand that in Dubai, from Kofi Tonto and others on social media, that the president left Ghana on Sunday evening but arrived in Japan just today. He waited 22 hours in Dubai, had to use a train for about 2 hours to Tokyo, from Tokyo to Yokohama. As Empire FM said it, the president had to suffer because of petty politics. Yes, petty politics. Petty politics. Politics that is animated by hatred. That's why I'm sad today. Because of somebody's ambition for power, he
you make me issue from this time up to 2030, said by Mahama OKUDZETO, current Minister for Foreign Affairs.
And our president echo train ya 22 hours.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Sir, we see the Amubo affair now with Tinisu. Don't a member
CCA, the Atojo Mahama, Dubai to Japan, interesting. As I say, what Peniaka said, Otua de Bonia, it became one Casawano. And yet, I bet to work as Frau and empathy, I bet you. John Mahama OKUDZETO Blakwa, Sankro Fui. Mama politics aye time mama Ghana ya politics no aye time atro akutwesem enti ye nya hoto da now hwede yakoso report eba say Mahama ya delay no ewo otene baby Dubai etese free of what baby fa 22 hours no move on to the step a president o odane passenger all because of the adada ne atro OKUDZETO edi ye wono Mahama wo nyina di ye de fa akufuado ho ene akufuado ne saman hante wo mo we de nya ne saman kra nyankopon otia wo ka de ne eti eye wo den se ade anka enya ye be ye ne ye no we so mo ntimi nye ese se me no ka sei waka woni na makwa 22 hours what fa ko ntimi move John Mahama so ho wi ase oni OKUDZETO eso resigning ese so OKUDZETO resign abusi ahwe video we to aso
this amaye dinsamfo pa o e wo man yi mu edi ntimi to wi emhyan ni bi
no hato.
Yenis guy beto Wimshen, your friend say.
Wimshen or you make me issue from this time up to 2030, said by Mahama OKUDZETO, current Minister for Foreign Affairs. And
our president echo train ya 22 hours.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Sir, we see the Amubo affair now with Tinisu. Don't a member be able to one German say mono a post any popularity in the video Mukwa. I'm telling you. Me say me honorable Samuel OKUDZETO about marriage.
Your friend is saying Maomu need na no asemachi. Now the right thing no must be done. The right thing.
I say a man no asem man resign.
Presidential
the right thing.
Presidential jets no ye to and yet President Mahama nko and a betinum. President Bia or Bebe Bia a betinum be.
And a Ghana man penino or a Ghana
summoners adiano.
Ghana man penino or a Ghana.
And then you win your who cries or president who president.
Yes.
No oti baby uncle 40
Nano semintia biama I see a young kudonia more man who does the Biamican a dear woman near Timudem. Down OKUDZETO black or two to a ye Mampeni bad was when we yam and a question Minister of Foreign Affairs.
It was
who had your Mampeni come here.
Oh,
well, we had coming over. Said Unya who could do what I do my friend. Send me, said an anado, look ready to Quano, send a Mampeni Mahama ba. No a mammy after every quadano po, no hell to my resign. Quick come penny 2 to was my resign. Near me, a Gideon and penny for me say, we will see a deal. Now, damn, man, penny what is a well pray. my Ghana, ye deserve ye benya yum shine, Edia me a man penny, na maneduma dear aya and Harris so, na manebam na pomu day
22 hours.
22 hours on my penny was
I got 2 hours now. One day.
One day. Now me small boy come go Dubai, me na me quite Iran, me quite transit to Dubai. Me do how many hours or me small boy small boy danger. Kill our
65 years.
Hallelujah. It's your best man penny, see a panic chow. Mom for good top black was something awesome. Gana for me and time and penny. Yen told you me send my man penny. No unfinished man or man in tomb pon my yang. And you're here. No good top black one there. And in a bonny action. Yes, they said you know Kenya, no time another qua. No need us won't be other. What's your loop from this time up to 2030? Young man, Panugo for loop we own. We go around with him. When I said, yes, I can't watch my yes, my penny and full. Montafu fro. Tofu for na lodina of ye. Tofu fro. Yet how wachi. Ghana can unya o de 21 maye. Na man penny could be 22 hours. I will Dubai.
Hey. In fact, I'm not there.
Now, I don't see that come mayo. Where my penny and conquer na airport to walk and can announce to the world can next flight. Your Babuku hotel at your manor. Wa me on me penny for a koi. Ya me piano no extra cost. Mo hey. So the air home my am on some.
In fact, I'm on your same ya hweni ya wo hu. E bebubu yen.
Mami uri fi se na na do we president o to ni to no kuje to the next number 2 ya. And wo dwale wo wiem. And wo hwan. Wo to ni no ma wo wiem. Enya dwale ni wo dwale wo to no ma wo wiem. Ya tan ya ho keke.
And I want to brand new show to a ya careful.
Na sabe na na do hu. How? Ya no say na me.
And the one
ni panyina na betima di man pani Ghana ha. Man pani mama due kafra wate. But forget it. Come and buy a lupre for the good people of Ghana.
And then you pay with dear Nimuno coffee fasa, private jet TV. Now, you resign.
I'll resign. Because what may resign? What may resign? Why shall I stay there? May resign because the mayor is on principle and yet personal. And yes, I may time President Akufo-Addo and as I mean President Kudebi. It's the principle. It's about protecting the public purse.
Hey, Sabrina, education minister na oda olem kwise mo abe resign.
Oh, may resign. I mean, my head, my resigning and free appointments committee of parliament.
And the appointment committee, no, say you try allowance and more kwana mojeje, and I be what baby a minimum.
Appointments committee, which is a committee.
Sources on the avoidable creature comforts of the president and other leading officials must come to an end. It is an unpardonable show of disrespect and insensitivity to the plight of the suffering of the mass of millions of Ghanaian citizens spent on renting luxurious aircrafts for presidential travel at a time when the state of Ghana has a fully fitted and airworthy executive jet that can ferry the president anywhere in this world. And I know because I use that aircraft. Professor Mills used that aircraft.
And I'm near Bonia, away a politician, now Koka, no Maja. John Mahama and this form per se, Ghana for any baby, Naya Daniel Jimmy for politician. And to the piano, the likes of OKUDZETO Blakwa, Sam George, Sami Jamfi, Kwame Abuja, Sankro for women now a disgrace to our politics. All because of say, President here, we need to secure you. Kano krechi nipano, wadieni nyao sienye, sikase ni beti mdia ye, adi we saying, and nam se Akufo-Addo hunu sa adi no, etu OKUDZETO katira se, Akufo-Addo ntra play ne nkukuno, na ye play no, ne huo dene, ebeti miye jirem, the next the next 30 years. Presidential jet no ebetimi aye adwuma Mahama umpeu obefo presidential jet no sana se Ghana for capture Mahama umpeu obetena sa plane num ene okona ekot edo ko hwe ho a na wasua nyansa na ukọ na akoba wo se Ghana for yi mom yenya Jimmy politics ne ye no eno ano no sana ye pese yeti OKUDZETO Ghana for musansa aden na se oda so tia ben because first omo rent a private jet ede na opoku adwuma free UK ne buy I don't know on resigning Kurasi politics dirty politicking are they Now, Pollard Moche, the details about Yankoni Nkoti Pollard Moche, details or the Aba, Efa John Mahama, said the Ghana Funano, a feeling about NDC insensitive government, our Modada Ghana for Ade, Muguya Nima Sadodo. Now, whole president, at me lock it down 22 hours non stop, no to me move out. Ade, all because of what? Dirty politics from OKUDZETO, Sam George Mo, Sami Janfimo. What a disgrace. Country way, you was Sembonopo. Mampeni way I'm doing my money. A bay jere. Yenties a video way.
We are sorry, we are really sorry. President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, was traveling from Accra to Japan. 20,238 kilometers. Japan is 9 hours ahead of Ghana. So what's the time right now? So it's 9:36 in Accra. The time in Japan is 9 hours ahead. So it's 9 o'clock. So you go from 9, 10, 11, 12. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. It's 6:30 a.m. in Japan. The president traveled 20,000 kilometers. He traveled, as the story says, on Emirates, which is okay, which is understandable, which we appreciate. He traveled on Emirates airline. He traveled in first class, quite comfortable, and then he got to Dubai. We understand that in Dubai, from Kofi Tonto and others on social media, that the president left Ghana on Sunday evening but arrived in Japan just today. He waited 22 hours in Dubai, had to use a train for about 2 hours to Tokyo, from Tokyo to Yokohama. As Empire FM said it, the president had to suffer because of petty politics. Yes, petty politics. Petty politics. Politics that is animated by hatred. That's why I'm sad today. Because of somebody's ambition for power, he denigrates a president so much so that another person becomes president and he's afraid to make a decision in the interest of the president's safety, in the interest of the president's comfort so that he can think, in the interest of the president's security so that he's confident to present his case. President of Ghana is sitting at a location in Dubai, 22 hours. What kind of security is provided for him over there? He's not in the comfort of his Jubilee house, where all the security is available. The Ghana Armed Forces are available. The Ghana Police Service is available. National security is available. But here, he's in a location outside his country, and he's not in his own plane. He's sitting in a location 22 hours. Why? Because of terrible politics. Bad politics. Never again. We should never encourage that again. People encouraged it. Hey, Akufo-Addo is he's bathing in the air. He can't bath in the air. When Dominic Nitiwu stood before Parliament and said that the presidential jet is not fit for purpose and that the president cannot even freshen up in it. Hey, come and see cartoon. The cartoon, they had the Daily Guide guy. What's his name? I can't remember his name. There's a TV3 guy. Both of them are very good. Tilapia put cartoon. Then they have Akufo-Addo with some boxer shorts and he's holding a pail. He's pouring water on himself and he's sitting in some aircraft. And one by one, the votes of the party was winning away. Ghanaians were getting upset because they trust politicians. And this politician here wanted to make a meal out of something that was about national security. So President Akufo-Addo travels, he comes. Oh, Akufo-Addo thinks we don't know. He traveled and he came back in a private jet. He arrived at 1 a.m. I saw him. He thinks that he's hiding. People caution that this is very dangerous. Publishing the president's itinerary is very dangerous. Nobody listened. Of course, the prices were high. So if prices are high, we all don't listen. I'm guilty, and that's why I'm rendering an apology to the president. I'm guilty. I had occasion to go and complain. Why is the president flying this, Other people complained. I remember in one of my complaints, one of them, I won't mention his name, he said, oh, clear off. Why are you following the NDC propaganda? And I said, this NDC propaganda is going to cost us the election. I'm guilty. I feel very guilty. Because I love President Mahama. He's a nice guy. People love him. Why should he? If President Mahama is not president of Ghana, I can assure you, he's not going to sit in any airport for 22 hours. Why would he do that? Why is he going to do that? The only reason why President Mahama had to be cocooned in an airport for 22 hours is because he's president of Ghana. If President Mahama is not president of Ghana, having been president before, there are many things he can do. He can call on his friend. He can call on another head of state. He can do so many things. And since Akufo-Addo traveled to Nigeria recently, I don't think that he used any commercial plane. He's former president. He can call on his friend, please pick me up. President Mahama would have. But today, President Mahama is frightened. How is he going to call for a private? Hey! This is a president whose brother has a private jet. Think about it. Think about it. This is a president whose brother has a private jet. And the government of Ghana could have paid for the private jet of the president's brother. The president's brother is not the only Ghanaian who has a private jet, mind you. There are Ghanaians who have private jets better than Ibrahim's plane. I know that. Ibrahim knows that. Everybody knows that. We know them. They don't want their names to be mentioned. So we will not mention their names. They have two. This individual I'm talking about has two private jets. Oh, at least you know Magdan. Magdan, you know. I'm not talking about Magdan, but Magdan we all know. Magdan has said he has a private jet, so we can repeat it. Magdan has a private jet. Government of Ghana could have paid for it. But President Mahama is afraid to do that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but he is afraid. Why? Because of bad politics. Terrible politics. The people who are renting houses at Airport Hills, their politics is what has brought us here. Terrible politics. And then today is foreign minister. How is he going to manage it? Foreign minister. You should be making the calls and say that we are arriving at Dubai on Emirates in the morning. Can we get a plane to take us to Japan? Because the president has to address a meeting there. He's marketing Ghana. So how much would it cost? Of course, we all agree that we can't go for an exorbitant cost. Private jets have different series. We just need a plane to carry the president from Dubai to Japan in basic comfort. We don't want him to have a plane that has a jacuzzi, a plane that has champagnes popping from everywhere, a plane that has this and that. No. We just want a plane that takes about 12 people, President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, Foreign Minister Samuel OKUDZETO Ablakwa, Presidential Aide Joyce Bauer, Minister of Trade Hannah J. If the Minister of Finance Atuforsen is there, he's on it. Attorney General Dominic Ayeni. Yeah, 12 key people. Secretary to the President, Dr. Kalistus Mahama. 12 people to just carry the president from Dubai. So when the president gets off the plane in Dubai, security is arranged. They hang around with him and say, Mr. President, where's your bag? Pick it, quick. Oh, the plane is ready. When you get to Japan, you can have breakfast. It's fine. We'll just fly. It's about, 5 hours. We'll be there. He gets into the plane. He can have access to his phone, check what's happening in Ghana, call back his spokesperson if he's not with him, call back his chief of staff and say, Chief, we have arrived in Dubai. We are heading for Japan. Everything okay? Everything is fine. After the funeral, good. Everything good. He say, chief of staff may regale him a little bit with some jokes and say, Mr. President, the people are complaining about your smoke at Christ the King, blah, 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 but that's funny. They all laugh and then they move on. Quickly, they get to Japan. He's ready for the event. It's the foreign minister's job. But here is a foreign minister who, because of bad politics, will now saddle our president to sit in one place and wait for 22 hours. Why? Why do we do these things to ourselves? Just because of political power. The NDC would have still won the election without all that tirade about Akufo-Addo's private jet. The NDC would have still won the election. And Akufo-Addo's record shows that he was flying the same Emirates President Mahama flew to Dubai. But then when he has to connect from Dubai to some place, he gets to Belgium and he has to connect and he has to wait. You have seen all the Eugene Ahin statements. Akufo-Addo had to wait 17 hours somewhere. Within that 17 hours, he'll be back in Ghana. He was coming to Ghana at 3 a.m. so that he's in Ghana for the next day's cabinet. We say no. No. Now President Mahama left. The battle started on Sunday. Hey, there was a private jet in Ghana. What was the private jet doing? Now, those who were complaining about the private jet were not complaining because they think the president doesn't deserve it. They were complaining because they thought they had observed the double standards of a foreign minister in opposition and in government. The double standards is what they believe they had observed. Nobody is going to quaver about the president of Ghana flying a minimal, basic private jet so that his schedule, if the president is going to London And they say, but you're going to London, British Airways goes. Why do you take private jet? That's understandable. I don't think President Mahama will take a private jet from Accra to London. No, he'll go with British Airways that goes every day. But when he gets to London, and he has to go to Argentina from London, or he has to go to Sao Tome and Principe before he comes to Ghana, what else is he going to do? Even the Black Stars, we take private jet for them sometimes because the situation is terrible. In one place, it's such a security risk. It compromises the security of the president of Ghana for people to know that he is in a location outside his home base for 22 hours.